In last lecture we talked about iterations. In this lecture we'll continue with inheritance. So let's start. Open your calling editors and app.js. We have here lots of commented code, so I think it's time to clear it out. So I will remove all of these commented lines. You can still find them in my GitHub repository and in resources of this lecture if you need them. For now, we will remove them, okay? So let's remove all of these commented lines and let's leave here only cars and our array of a cars. So car and a car too. Perfect. What I would like to talk about is inheritance. So let's create some example for inheritance. Currently, we are working with our classes of a car. What if I would like to create a new class very similar to our car class? Let's say I would like to create the racing cars or something like this. There will be just small differences, but it's a different class. Okay, so I will go to my files here. Let's say our app.js and let's create here our racing car. So we have here a car and let's create here, let's say, okay, I'll create here a new folder, okay, so we will clear it up a little bit. So let's create here a new folder. I will call it, let's say we can call it src folder for our source files, and instead of src, I will create a new folder and I'll call it simply car. It will be for a car feature, so car, and instead of a src car, I will move our car.js. So let's move it instead of a car, move. All right. Update imports for car.js. Alright, I didn't know about this feature in Visual Studio Code. So let's say yes. Okay, so now it's pointing to src car. Alright. Alright, so we have here car.js. Everything should work. So just to verify it, let's run our code. Let's go to our terminal. Let's run here node app.js, and okay, everything is running. That's all right. That you don't see here any output because we are not outputting anything here, but we don't see any errors, so everything should be fine. Okay, let's create here a new class. So in src car, let's create here a new file and let's call it racing car. So racing car.js. Okay, there are some common features I would like to share between a racing car and a car.js. So let's say brand type, produce year, display info can stay here. I just would like to add here some more functions and also some new properties. Okay, so maybe I would like to add here, let's say, category of this car or something like this. So what we will do, I will simply copy everything here. All right, I will go to racing car and I will paste it here. Simply, what we need to do is just change our class name. So it will be not car, but it will be racing car. All right, and we will export from here racing car, and that's it. We can add here a new property. So let's add here a new property. Let's say it will be category. Initially, it can be empty, or it can be even null. So category empty string, and basically we can add here a category and a category. So this category here. Amazing. All right, so now we are providing here a category, and let's create here a new function. Yeah, let's create here a new function, and let's say this will be display info, but we will add here also new category here. Don't forget. All right, so it will be here this brand, this type, this produce year, and also we'll write here dash and $, curly brackets, and this category. Okay, so there's also difference. And also let's get here just a testing function. We'll call it just let's say racing car function. Okay, so this will be racing car function. I will just simply console log here racing car function. So a racing car function. All right, so let's take a look on our code now. We have a racing car and a car. There is just a small differences between the racing car and a car. You can see in the racing car we have only category difference, and also we have a racing car function. Okay, so it seems a little bit redundant that we need to write all of these informations of a brand type, produce year, all our function, and display info here as well. And imagine we would have a more similar classes. We would have here maybe some different types of cars. We would like to create a new class for them. We would always have to make this code the same as we are providing in a racing car and a car.js. There will be a lot of redundancy, a lot of the copying and a pasting of our code, and there will just everything would be mixed up. And there comes inheritance, and inheritance is very important concept of object-oriented programming, and I will explain to you on example. Okay, so as I told you, a car and a racing car share some common features, and if two classes share some common feature, you can use an inheritance, and you can inherit in your car that has in this case, is more features here in a racing car, so there is some extension, or there is some enhanced features in a racing car than in a car. We can inherit features of a car, and we can get them here automatically, and we don't need to write them all the time. All right, so let's remove brand, type, and a produce year, because all of this is contained in a racing car and in our car.js. So let's remove them. Let's remove this constructor. All right, let's remove the racing car function will stay here. Let's remove the display info, and let's leave here a racing car. Okay, so now we have here only features that are different. Our racing car has a category and also racing car function. When we want to inherit features from our car.js, we need to import here first car. So let's import here, or actually const car. All right, and require from our car.js, so car. All right. Now I can write here a special keyword next to the class. So class racing car extends, and we can get here our car. So I'm extending here my car features, and I'm providing them to my racing car. Okay, and that's basically it. Now my racing car has all the features my car has as well. Okay, so let's try to create our instance of a racing car. So let's go to our app.js, and I'll import here first racing car. So racing car, I'll write here require, I can copy this actually, and just let's get here racing car. So racing car, and let's create here a new instance, and we'll call it racing car. So const racing car, I'll copy this new, all right, and let's create an instance of a racing car. Racing car can be, all right, it will be hard one. All right, let's say Subaru. All right, I don't know any types of Subaru actually. Impreza. All right, and year, let's say 2010. We cannot provide here a category just yet, but we can create basically car with the features of our car class. Okay, so yeah, let's get the racing car and let's get it into array here just for now. But what interests me is to display here our information about the car. So racing car, and let's get here display info. All right, let's save this, let's save everything, and let's go back to our terminals. Node.js, and you can see I can use function of my base class, which is a car. So display car info is working on our racing car, and my car was created. So let's see what's happening. All right, I will write here a breakpoint. Let's keep here a breakpoint, and let's run debugger. So let's run debugger, green arrow here, and let's see. So we are creating instance of our racing car. We are providing Subaru Impreza and 2010. Let's see what will happen when I will jump inside. Let's click here, step into. You should see that we are stepping into the constructor. So first we are creating inside the car. All right, let's step into more. You can see here now we are into the car and we are initializing all of the properties. Okay, so you can see type produce year. Let's step over here. We should eventually jump into a constructor. So you can see here we are executing constructor of our base class, which is our car. And we are providing here informations of our racing car, what we wrote into a constructor. So Subaru type is Impreza and produce year is 2010, and we will initialize all of this data, and this data will be provided to our racing car. Okay, now you will see when I will step out from here. Okay, so here our instance was created, and you can see our racing car has a Subaru brand, category empty, produce year 2010, and type Impreza. All right, so you can imagine it. I will shut this down. You can imagine When we are writing here extends car is the same as I would write here all of these here. So you can imagine all of these properties are on a racing car here. All of these properties are here, but of course you cannot see them in the code, all right, because it is a point of inheritance, and also your function display info you can imagine as it would be here. So you're inheriting all of this to your racing car. So that's why I can call this function. That's why I can get my properties when I'm writing constructor. As you could see, when I'm calling here a constructor, so when I'm calling here a constructor of a racing car, and providing this data, this calling constructor of our base class, which is a car.js, and this calling constructor of our base class for one reason. We don't have a constructor in a racing car. As soon as I'll write here constructor, as soon as I will write this here, now this constructor will be called, but our car.js constructor will be not called. Okay, so when I will provide here now constructor and I will run my code, so let's run our code in the terminal, you will see that we'll get here error, must call super constructor in their derived class before accessing this or returning from derived constructor. Okay, so it's warning us that we need to call super constructor. Okay, there is something interesting. Let's go and let's follow these instructions. Let's go to our coding editors and let's follow this error. Let's write here super like this, and we need to call it. All right, so super like this. Let's save this. Let's go back to our terminals and let's execute this now. Node app.js, and you will see here undefined, undefined, undefined. So what is happening? We can of course debug it. So let's write here. Okay, we have here still breakpoint. So let's debug this. Let's run here debugger, and let's jump into a racing car. So let's step into. As you will see, we are stepping inside of a constructor of a racing car. That's correct. Perfect. We are stepping inside of a racing car constructor, and here we are calling super. By calling super, we are calling constructor of our super class, of our base class, we are extending from. So now I will call my constructor of my car. So when I will step into here, you will see, when I will eventually step over here, I will get to a constructor of my base class, which is a car, and I will get here a brand, type, and a produce year of undefined, because as you could see, we didn't provide any values to our super constructor. Our constructor didn't specify here any parameters, we didn't provide any values to our super constructor, and eventually we get these undefined here. So we are initializing our car with undefined values, and that's problem. All right, so we'll forward this, and you will see we don't have here any data on our this brand is undefined, this category is empty, string produce year is undefined, and type is undefined. Very simple fix, guys. What we need to do here, we need to go to our racing car. We need to just simply specify here our brand, type, and a year, right? So let's specify here our brand, type, and the year. And additionally, we need to specify also category, right? So category, because we would like to also initialize here our category for this car. So category in the case of a racing car. Now, since we are getting here a brand, type, and a year, we can provide these values from a parameters to our super constructor. So we will call our car constructor with a brand, type, and a year. Don't forget, category is not a part of our base class car. We have a category only here in our racing car, so we can write here this category, and let's assign here category. Oops, like this. Amazing. Let's save this, and we can debug our code one more time. So I will run this. All right, now we are getting a racing car. Let's step into. We are getting into our constructor. We are calling our super here, brand, type, and year we are providing from our constructor. So Impreza here is a 2010 category. We didn't provide any category. We forgot on this, but don't worry, we will do it later. We are calling our super constructor, type, year. Let's get into this. Let's step over into a constructor, and we are getting here a brand Subaru, type, year. We are initializing this data, and then category. All right, category, we are assigning category of undefined to our category, and then we can display our car info, which is a Subaru Impreza 2010. Now it's working. But as you saw, we are not providing category. Let's provide here a category. I don't know any racing categories for racing cars. So let's say K1 or something like this. I don't really know. Doesn't matter. It's just for testing purposes. Alright, so now we are providing also category. Everything should work, so I will save this. We'll just simply will run our code. Well, app.js and perfect. So we are calling our display info from our superclass, and basically that should be it from this lecture. I would like to continue with inheritance in the next lecture. I would like to show you more features of inheritance, but before we'll finish, I would like to show you one interesting thing. I will remove this breakpoint. I will write a breakpoint only on a racing car here. Let's run this one more time, and what I would like to show you is our racing car here, and you can see here prototype is our car class here. Okay, so we have here constructor and racing car function here of our racing car. Let's see what's happened when I will create an instance of a racing car. So step over here, we have here racing car, and now this is very interesting. Our proto is pointing to our class itself, to our racing car. So we have here racing car function and a constructor of a racing car, but the next proto is pointing to our constructor of our car and a display info function. You can see we have here a constructor and a display info function. So that's why we can call our display info function. And then we have a proto here, and this is a proto that everything basically in JavaScript is inheriting from an object. From an object here, from object class. Okay, so all of our data, strings, booleans, numbers, our car itself is inherited from an object. Okay, so this is like a base class of everything. All right, and this is called also proto chain. Okay, you can think about it. So basically, when I'm calling here racing car display info function we need to found on our racing car. So we are looking here. Okay, so we are calling display info function. We are looking for this function in a proto. Okay, so I'm getting to racing car and we're looking for a display info in a proto. Okay, here we don't have a display info function. Okay, there is no. You can see here there is a constructor racing car function of my racing car. So okay, this will open next proto and we will look in a next proto. This is called also proto chain. Okay, so we are looking in a next proto from a class we are inheriting from, and here we have a display info. So everything is fine, and we can call display info function from our car class, and that's why it's working. Okay, if we wouldn't have specified our display info function on our car class, but we would specify it on an object itself, it would look up like this. It would check first proto, there is no display info. It would check second proto, there is no display info, and eventually, if we would have on an object display info, it would call display info from an object class. Okay, and it's called proto chain. Just something you can think of for the next lecture, but in the next lecture I will show it to you again, and we will override some functions, so you will see what's actually happening. Alright guys, so that should be it from this lecture, and let's continue with inheritance in the next one. Cheers guys!